Yo, what's good? It's your boy Derek Brent here, SportsView360.com, covering the New Orleans Saints. And today I just want to talk about the upcoming, schedule release for the New Orleans Saints. It's supposed to be coming out next week, I believe around next Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. But we all know how this goes. It's going to be leaks, rumors of where the Saints will play probably a day prior. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like the whole schedule will get leaked, like in bits, and then the next day will be the entire schedule come out officially comes out. And like always, what a lot of sites do, a lot of big websites do, they rank these schedules by the strength of schedule. They rank these teams by the strength of schedule. So the higher the number is for these teams that where they rank, that's how difficult their schedule is. You do this by utilizing advanced metrics and all these computations and you know metrics and number crunching analytics to make that determination. And I'm gonna go ahead and just discuss this strength of schedule for the Saints and explain why it really doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of the situation. So they have Pro Football, according to Pro Football and Sports Network (PFSN). The Detroit Lions have the most difficult strength of schedule for the 2025 slate, followed by the Baltimore Ravens, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Buffalo Bills, the Green Bay Packers, Kansas City Chiefs, Denver Broncos, Los Angeles Chargers, Washington Commanders, the Minnesota Vikings. Those 10 teams have the 10 toughest strength of schedule for the upcoming season. And what all 10 of these teams have in common is that they are playoff teams for the most part. All of them are playoff teams. All 10 of these teams qualified for the postseason last year. San Francisco did not. The Bucks did. They come in at 11. But when it comes down to in regards to the New Orleans Saints, they're ranked at 24. So the way it goes, like I said, the higher you are on the list is the most. It means you have the most toughest schedule, toughest strength of schedule for the upcoming season. So they have the Saints at 24. Have the 24th, the 24th easiest schedule on here, according to the strength of schedule. So, and they break it down by saying that the Saints were one of the three teams that didn't beat a winning team a year ago, joining the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers on the list that you never want to be a part of. Improved health look will go a long way towards this team rebounding from a disastrous season last year. It depends, man. Yeah, a lot of from a national perspective, when you look at it, the New Orleans Saints, not everybody, but a big reason why well, a lot of people feel as though a big reason why the Saints fell off drastically last year was because of those injuries. And that's kind of like one of my concerns for this upcoming season. I mean, if you are a good football team, if you're able to build up a solid supporting cast around Tyler Shook or Derek Carr or even Spencer Rattler for that matter, can his team stay healthy? Can they stay healthy? Can they even cut down on the injuries? You know, because I mean both things could be true. What happened last year? Yeah, you had a ton of injuries, combined with a head coach that could not overcome those bad injuries in Dennis Allen, which led to the eventual downfall of the team. And that's what happened last season. Darren Rizzi, when he took over, he did what he could with what was left over, but he could only do so much. And it was pretty much kind of too late afterwards. So there's that. But to say the Saints have, one of the easiest strength of schedules for the upcoming season. And let's take a look at the Saints schedule real quick. Let's look at it real quick. I got it pulled up. Now, nothing is official right now. You got at home this season. You play the Atlanta Falcons. You play the Carolina Panthers, of course. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Arizona Cardinals. San Francisco 49ers. New England Patriots. New York Jets. The New York Giants. So you play both New York teams this season at home. Your away schedule, your away slate, you got. Of course, you play the NFC South again because you play them twice during your division. But you got Buffalo on the road, the Rams on the road, the Miami Dolphins on the road, Seattle on the road, Chicago on the road, and you got Tennessee on the road. Now, out of the let me see, we got four. Out of these 9 games, I would say that at least three of the nine teams that you're going to visit are tough road environments. Buffalo is going to be a tough road environment, especially if it's going to be in the winter during the winter months. Chicago as well, in Seattle. These 3 teams on this away slate, right, is expected to be really good. The expectations are that they're going to be good this season. Seattle I believe, won 9 or 10 games last year, but didn't make the playoffs. The Chicago Bears, they got a new head coach, new defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen. They'll be going up against Dennis Allen. The Saints will be facing their former head coach, Dennis Allen, who's now the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears, working with the new head coach, Caleb Williams, going into his second year. And we all know about the Buffalo Bills, you know. And another game to watch out on this away slate is against the Tennessee Titans. You'll be facing. We may have a chance to see a rookie QB facing another rookie QB. I'm talking about Tyler Shuck for the Saints and Ken Ward for the Tennessee Titans. You know, but is this a difficult schedule? Is the schedule easy according to what the metrics say? Is this an easy schedule? It depends. It depends how healthy the Saints are, and it depends who's the quarterback for the team, and it depends how well the quarterback can grasp the new system that's going to be put in place, and also how up to speed is the defense going to be working with Brandon Staley. You know, that's going to determine if the Saints really have a favorable schedule. Because if you can come, everybody can come together and they can beat these teams. You know, New England, even though they got a new head coach and Mike Vrabel, they're not expected to turn things around this season, right? Drastically. The Jets, I mean, that's a beatable team. That's a beatable game. That's a winnable game for the Saints. The Giants, that's a winnable game. I mean, San Francisco, they still have good players, but they lost a lot though. I mean, division opponents are what they are. Might win a game, might lose a game. You know, but I'll say this though: if the Saints what the schedule was. Here's something that I believe can really help the Saints out in regards to the schedule makers. Put the Rams game at the front of the schedule between like in the months of September or October instead of towards the end of the season where if the Saints find themselves in the playoff race deep into it, they don't have to play the Rams. Now I know that it doesn't really matter because if they play the Rams at the beginning of the season, it could still and they lose, it could still hurt them down the stretch if there's a tiebreaker scenario or somebody else, fighting for a playoff spot, it could hurt them. But I think it is better to take those chances at the beginning of the season compared to the end of the season. Where let's just say the Saints get hot. You don't have to worry about facing the Rams. You know what I'm saying? It's on the road. So yeah, those are things that play to the Rams' strength. The game is at home, and for the last two seasons, the Rams is a team that has pretty much put a dash, pretty much ended any hopes of the Saints having of going to the playoffs, or getting deep in back into the playoffs. It happened last year and it happened the year prior. You know, so we'll see how it all play out, man. There are some games on here where I believe they could win, and then there's just some games that I think that just don't have no chance, like the game against Buffalo. Unless Josh Allen is hurt, the Saints will not win that game. You know, so they can have all that. They can have all that stuff. They can have they can have the one of the easiest strength of schedules for the season, but it don't really matter unless certain factors are in play that benefit the Saints, such as the defense being healthy, the defense being actually good, the quarterback situation. Is the quarterback situation going to be better than what it was last year? You know, can they stay healthy? That's going to determine how manageable this schedule will be for New Orleans. You know, some teams on here that expect to be good, to be really good this season. I told y'all, the Bears, Seahawks, and the Bills are expected to have really good teams this season. We all know about the Rams. The Rams are gonna have got Super Bowl aspirations. You know, the Jets will have Justin Fields at their quarterback, but does that really change anything? That could be a winnable game for the Saints. The 49ers could be a winnable game for the Saints. So a lot will be at stake, man. A lot of factors are in play that will determine how well the Saints can play this season. You know, so there's that. All right, and also I want something else I want to talk about is Pro Football and Sports Network put out a list of the toughest games for every team that's on the for every opponent that's on a team schedule this season. And for the Saints, they put the Buffalo Bills as the Saints' toughest opponent. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just read the write up they put down for the Saints. Are the 2025 Saints going to be the 2024 Broncos? That might be a little optimistic, but like Sean Payton 12 months ago, Kellen Moore identified his franchise building block and wasn't shy about it picking him. He's talking about Tyler Shuck. We don't know yet how New Orleans will go about developing Tyler Shuck, or the health of Derek Carr for that matter, but maybe he gets a chance to compete with one of the game's best when the Saints head to Buffalo. Josh Allen is 9-4 for his career when facing rookie signal callers, outsourcing them by an average of 11.6 points per game. So the expectations will be measured. But if 2025, if labeled as a learn by fire situation for New Orleans, this is a good opportunity to see what an annual contender looks like. So man, look, they're right. The Bills, I think, are the toughest team on the toughest opponent for the on the Saints 2025 schedule. Josh Allen, like the write up says, is 9-4 against rookie quarterbacks. That will be a tough game. I don't care if it's in the fall or in the winter. It's gonna be a tough game. Buffalo was a game away from going to the Super Bowl last season. That's a team that has high expectations, you know. So it could be a game where you just want to go there. You just want the team to you just want the Saints just to go in there and get it over with. Or if the Saints have a winning record when they play the Bills, you may be excited to have a shot of winning. But we'll see how it all play out, man. But they have the Bills as the Saints' toughest opponent on the 2025 schedule this season. All right, so that's y'all for right now. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. Do you believe the Bills are the toughest opponent on the Saints 2025 schedule? Or also, what are your thoughts on the Saints once again having one of the easiest strength of schedules for the upcoming season? And have a best night. Peace. I'm out.